Hello and welcome to Lauren.live. This is our third episode and I am super stoked on today's topic. It's personally very important to me and very relevant in the world now more than ever. We're going to be talking about manifestation and angel numbers. Some of you may have heard of these buzzwords. Some of you might know from experience, whether you've practiced manifestation or you've heard it from others on social media. It's kind of a common buzzword right now. Sometimes people even use it with business strategy. You might have worked on it with a therapist or a spiritual guidance counselor. But it's become a lot more mainstream, and I think it's really relevant that we talk about this now. I think we are in a great awakening period where a lot of people are realizing that the power of their thoughts can actually determine physical changes and non-physical changes as well in your lives. And then also we'll touch on angel numbers at the end of the podcast. But we're going to start with manifestation. And I'll just read you the definition. I looked it up on several different websites and, dictionary, and I kind of came up with a definition, broad definition, just because some people may not really know what that means in the spiritual sense. So, spiritual manifestation is the theory that through regular meditation and positive, constructive thought, you can make your dreams and desires become reality. Spiritual manifestation revolves around the New Age concept of the law of attraction. So many of you have probably heard of the book, The Secret. That's kind of a phenomenon. The Secret, whatever you think can become true. And I really do believe that. Like I said, I have some examples I can share with you after we talk about it that have worked in my life, just because sometimes someone can talk about something, but until you've actually heard real life examples, it doesn't always feel as believable or meaningful. So we'll be happy to share some of those later. But let's just talk about the basic principles. I have 5 different bullet points, kind of just working through what manifestation means and how you do it in your life. So let's just start, and I will have all of this stuff up later on review on my IG page if you forget. But I will work through it slowly, and I'll probably repeat a few things because sometimes it takes a few times to hear things before it really clicks in your brain. So this is dedicated to anyone and everyone who wants something in their life, who has a deep desire. I wanted to dedicate this to all of you. If you have something that you've been wanting to change, and it can be anything, small or large. Literally, it could be that you want to get a new job. You want a new relationship. You want to improve the relationship that you're in. You want to get a dog. You want a white dog. I mean, you could be very specific. You want to buy a home. You want to heal an illness that you have. You want to go on a trip to Bali. I mean, be exotic. Or you want to go to a trip to Portland or wherever, New Jersey. I mean, I'm throwing random things out, but literally whatever it is that you want. Any goals that you might have, personal or collective, group goals, family goals. You want to get pregnant. Literally anything that you want in your life. I want to become more active. I'd like to become more in shape. I want to be healthier. What is it that you want? Think about that right now as you're listening to this. Just start thinking about what is there something that you want? I think pretty much everyone usually wants something in their life at some point. And maybe you don't want it right now. Maybe you want it in the future. Or maybe there was something you wanted in the past and you haven't thought about it lately. What is it that you're looking for or striving for right now in your life that can improve your life experience? So think about that as we talk about different ways to manifest things into your life, or think about it after the podcast and write it down. So I dedicate this to anyone listening who has been wanting something in their life. Or, you know what, if you have a friend or a family member who you know has been wanting something, wanting a change in their life, or wants to become, certain something, pass this along to them or talk about it with them. Maybe they don't realize what manifestation means and what it looks like, but it's possible for anyone to do it. Anyone, no matter what your spiritual beliefs are, whether you pray to God, Allah, Buddha, whether you pray to the universe or meditate, whether you don't believe in any of that at all, it's available for anyone. So I want you to know that when I talk about things that are spiritual, just because if I throw certain words around like the universe, I do that just to be broad, but I honor if you believe in God or Jesus. I personally believe it's all one, but just know when I speak outward about something, if I say something about like Buddha or God, just know I think it's all the same and I respect everyone's beliefs, and know that this stuff can be applied to any of your lives. So I dedicate this podcast to you and to your friends and family because you deserve to be happy and you deserve to manifest things into your life, and it is absolutely positive and you deserve it. You are important, you are loved, you are worthy, and you deserve the things that you want in your life. So remind yourself that when you're listening to this, if something pops into your head, just remember that you are worth it and you deserve to have what you want. And the universe wants you to have it and loves you and wants you to have a good life. So I wanted to just add that in really quick. So this is dedicated to you, all of you. And think about some things that you're wanting so that you can practice this later. Okay, so first, if you want to work on manifesting things in your life, you have to know what you want. Be specific. Think of details. Write it down. Say it out loud. Say it to yourself. Tell a friend. Text a friend. Call a friend. Tell your parents. Tell someone. Tell a coworker. Just use an example. And this is actually was a personal one of mine. I needed a job. I lost my job a couple years ago. I worked for a tech startup. They downsized. They did a layoff, and I phased out part-time, and then I lost my job, and I was unemployed all summer. For a job, and I was going to a medium at the time, and she helped me manifest it in. She reminded me to ask the universe for assistance. We did meditations where we asked for a new job, something that would be fulfilling and right for me at this time in my life. And she told me to be super specific and ask for what salary I wanted. I'm just going to throw out any number, random number, but let's just say you want to make $82,000, $85,000. You make the number, 87, have a goal, whatever it is. Think high, because sometimes they might come in lower, but think higher. And you can talk them up, come up with a number, or maybe they're going to offer it to you. Let's be positive. Maybe they're going to offer you a higher number. So either way, you come up with a number that you're looking for. Or maybe I did get a job offer, and I actually got offered a little bit lower than I'd wanted, and I bumped it up because I had asked in my head to the universe I wanted it higher, and they agreed to it upon my job offer. So that's why I say if they come in lower, it doesn't matter. You still ask for it, because when you negotiate, it might come true. So come up with a super specific number and, put that out into the universe. So here's my meditation, right? I want a new job. I want it to be perfect for me at this time in my life. Flexible, work from home, and I want a pay increase. I want to make at least $80,000 to $85,000 a year with chances to grow and make more. And I want to be happy. Okay? That's what I want. It's detailed, it's clear, and it's totally possible. And again, I could throw out a million different examples, but be specific in what you want. I want to lose weight. Maybe that's somebody's manifestation. I want to lose weight. How much do you want to lose? I want to lose 15 pounds. And I want to do it in a healthy way that my body knows how to do this. and it's not going to be stressful, but I need help losing weight. I want to plant a garden in the summer and I want vegetables in it and fruits and flowers. Okay, enough examples, but you get my point. Be specific in what you want. Don't just say, I want to plant a garden. Think about some of the specifics of the thing that you want, because that will help manifest it in, but also make you happier, because it's exactly what you want. Okay, number 2, I kind of mentioned this earlier. Tell a friend, pray about it or meditate about it. Know it to your core. Believe in it. So this is huge. I think half the time when people don't get what they want, or they keep repeating mistakes and they aren't finding the thing that they want in life, it's because we either repeat our mistakes or we don't truly believe we're worth it, or believe that will happen, or that we deserve it. A huge part of this is believing in yourself, okay? So believe in it to your core. Every cell in your body, to the density of each of your bones, okay? Believe in it, pray about it, put it out there. You have to talk and engage with the universe. This is rolling into the 3rd. Ask the universe for it. Repeat your prayer. How you can get to the place that you want. Ask for help with obtaining your goal or dream. Ask for assistance. This is big, because the universe loves you and wants the best for you. Your body, if you've got a health issue, your body is meant to be healthy and wants you to be healthy and feel good. Remember, we're always trying to think in a positive light. That doesn't mean that things that are hard don't happen. Doesn't mean that you don't always get things right when you want it. But generally speaking, I do believe, and I think people that have success in manifesting things, they might go through ups and downs, but generally, if you believe that the universe has your back, and that your body and your mind and your soul are all souls and aspects and cells and everything is positive and happy. Everything in the world, everything in the universe, if you believe that and you have that positive mind frame, I think you will find a huge shift in the way that your life path manifests, if you will. So I hope that makes sense. But just being positive, that's a huge part of me. So, and then be open to receiving it. This is the last. Be open to receiving it. Call it in. Be confident that it's coming in. And here's something that was interesting to me when I was learning about manifestation. It seems weird because you don't actually sometimes have the physical thing in front of you, or the event, or the whatever it is, the job in front of you, the garden in front of you. But if you already act like you have it, it helps you understand how you're going to feel when you do have it, if that makes sense. So express gratitude for what it is you have asked for. Thank the universe for it. So that seems kind of weird, right? So I'll go into an example about it later, but actually act as though you already have what you want. Think about how you'd be feeling when you have that. Because you've already created a reality almost in a way if you are acting like you have what you want. It attracts it in more often if you can do that, if you can visualize it, because it helps on the details of what it is you want, how you're going to be feeling. You'll be feeling grateful once you have it. Act as though you already do have it. It's just in the future. So be patient. It can take time, sometimes even years, but things show up when they're supposed to in your life. And sometimes it's not in exactly the way you think that it should happen or when you think it should happen or how, but it'll come in an even better way that serves your higher good. So maybe you want to find a new soulmate or a new partner. Maybe you have to go through several relationships before you're going to find that one. The universe has a plan for you. And I think all of us kind of know when you go through hard times and you come out on the other side, it makes you stronger. If you've done a lot of growth through that, you can acknowledge that it made you a better person. It made you stronger. You learned something from it and you came out better in some way. That doesn't mean you can't have sadness or feelings towards whatever happened, but, seeing the silver lining, if you will. So, I had applied for a job when I was manifesting and it was like what I thought was kind of like my dream job. And I didn't get it. I thought I got it. I thought I nailed it. I thought the interviews I went in for, got in the second interview, thought it was great. I knew someone there. I thought I have this in the bag and I didn't get it. And I was super bummed. I was like, what happened? And then I got something else a couple months later. And it turned out to be so much better. I got to work from home, 100% remote. It's super flexible. They value your personal time, family time. And the commute, I did have to go in sometimes once a week or so just to check mail and do some things. And it was a lot closer to my house. I didn't know that was going to happen. And I was so bummed that I didn't get that other job. Now I realize that was a blessing I didn't get it because what I thought I wanted wasn't actually right for me. And what I got later was way better. So you have to trust that the universe has your back and has a plan and that things are coming to you when they're supposed to. So keep your eye on the prize. Keep asking for it, even when you're going through the bumps, the ups and downs. It hasn't come, even if it's, whether it's days, weeks, months, years. Still believe in it. Don't give up on it. Keep asking for it. Keep repeating all the steps that I did. Revisit it. Know what you want. Pray about it. Meditate it. Know it to your core. Every cell in your body. Do not doubt it. No doubting it. Believing that it will come to you 100%. Believing that you deserve it. Huge. That's a huge part of it. Because if you don't think you believe it, if you don't think you deserve it, why is the universe going to support you in bringing that your way? You have to believe that you're worthy of it and that you deserve it. You deserve to be happy. So any insecurities you have around it or doubts or other people's voices on doubting your dreams, cancel those all out because those are blockers. Once you're right with you and the universe, things will come to you. Watch it happen. And so that's part of it, being open to receiving it, calling it in, expressing gratitude as though you already have it. That's a little bit of a summary, okay? So just remember to continue to have those thoughts and work through those, being specific. And then you wait. And it will come. It may come differently again. Not exactly how you might have imagined it, but usually it's for the better and better than you had even imagined. So this is a little bit repetitive, but I made a little note to mention blockers can be self-doubt, not feeling like you deserve it, not believing it to the core of your bone, repeating the same mistakes that you have in the past that can block you, going the easy way out and looking for quick comfort instead of the hard work, which would be patience, positive manifesting, continual meditation on it, visualizations, speaking about it, praying, whatever it is. You want a new relationship and you just go for the first person who shows up that give you attention and you're just like, okay, well, it's better than being alone. That's what I mean by a quick way out, an easy way out. It's kind of cheating it. You still have to do the hard work. That's a big thing. I've listened to a few podcasts and people talk about manifestation. You still have to do the hard work. Let's be real here. I'm not just saying you can manifest that you're going to have like a private jet and fly around the world in it and have all this money. I mean, you can't just sit around in your house and not do anything. You still have to do the work. I mean, we live in a physical world here where you have to get up, get ready, make your way into work, or however you do it. Get up in your house. A lot of people are working remote these days, but you still have to put in the hard work in life. You want to lose weight, you can't just sit around and expect it to magically, I think this is obvious, but you're going to change your diet. You're going to change some things, exercise, but you're asking the universe to help. And then it happens. So you still have to put in the physical hard work for what it is that you want. I still had to go apply for jobs, but I applied for 10 more, maybe 15 more jobs after the one that I didn't get. I did the work. I looked for the job. I applied. I did the interview. I was still putting in the work. And then it happened. So the universe was there supporting me, but I still did the work. So don't go on the easy way out. Do your hard work, but believe in it. And it's super possible that things will start happening exactly how they're meant to be for you. They will start unfolding and you will see it in your life. It is amazing. So that's a lot, I know, but you can always rewind and re-listen. And I wanted to give you an example of how I manifested my daughter into my life. My husband and I both manifested her in, but I was lucky enough to be told by a few different spiritual advisors and a spiritual friend that they saw a spirit waiting for us. And I know this might be a little woo-woo. I don't know what everyone believes that's listening. Happy to share it. I think some people definitely believe in this and others may have never thought about this, but I do believe oftentimes that souls are waiting to come into this world and that they pick their parents. And I was told again by 3 separate people that there was a spirit ready to come when we were ready. I was told this before we were married and then once when we were married. And what was interesting was all 3 of these people told me we were supposed to have a boy. I thought that was really interesting. All 3 people did not know each other, all said the same thing. They saw a spirit waiting to come and that it was a boy and that it was so ready. So a few months went by and I had a dream that there was a little boy in the stairwell of our home with our dog. It was so vivid. And I thought, that's interesting. It just felt like a sign because it was a little boy in our house with the dog that we currently have. Could hear him yelling and playing. And it was a good dream, happy dream. And then, I don't know, sometime this summer before we got married, right after I'd been told that by a few different people, I was texting with a girlfriend and I set the phone down. I was not touching it. I didn't say anything out loud. And when you hold the record button down to do voice text, how it makes that little sound, did it? And then it does, you say it and it kind of pops up and then says, did it? Well, I wasn't saying anything and I heard that little sound and text popped up in the field of our text. It didn't send, but just to where you were typing it in, right? I did not type anything in. And I looked down at my phone and it says, I'm a boy. And I was like, what the heck just happened? What? I was not touching it. I did not say anything. What is going on? I mean, those are the types of things that you just can't help but think that's a sign, right? So I kept getting these signs that I was going to have a boy. I was just sure I was having a boy. So we ended up getting pregnant in December really easily. And I was like, wow, they were right. Like that soul wanted to come. And about a week later, after I found out, I miscarried. And it was hard. It was sad. But for some reason, I had a peace about it after I mourned for about a day. And then I thought, you know what? That's okay. Like, my body knew what to do. Everything went smoothly as it could have happened in that situation. And after I mourned a little bit, I thought, it's okay. Like, I believe this spirit's going to come in. And I was reading a book afterwards called Spirit Babies. And the author talks about souls picking their family. And often, if it's not ready to come in, it's the wrong time, or it wants to change its gender, or whatever the situation might be, they sometimes decide to not come. And of course, the only way here physically would be like a miscarriage. And side note, I heard about this book from a fashion blogger that I follow. And she says, I'm not spiritual. I'm not into that woo-woo stuff, but this helped me. This book helped me conceive my second child through IVF. And I am spiritual and woo-woo. And I said, let's do this. So I bought the book and I read it. And there were guided meditations in the book. And I really do believe it helped aid us in manifesting our baby in. And it says a lot of the same things, souls pick their families, reasons for them to not come in. And the whole point of me telling you about the boy, it was a boy, I thought it was a boy. Well, I miscarried, remember? And then about a month and a half later, and we kept manifesting. Sorry, I'm jumping all around. Excuse me. After I miscarried, I started reading the book, and it gave ideas on meditations. Practice meditations were listed on, how to meditate and bring this baby in. Let them know you're ready. Clear any things that might be scaring the baby from coming in. Any blockers that you might be having. Kind of what I talked about earlier. If you have any doubts or any blockages, that thing might not come true. So we did everything we could, and we went to my husband and I went to a store that sells crystals, and we asked, are there any stones that are fertility stones that we could meditate with? We're trying to get pregnant. And the owner of the shop, gave us a stone, and it was really smooth and oval shaped, and it had one color on one side and one color on the other. And we came home. And that night, we both held it in our hands, held it together with our hands together, and we meditated and asked the universe to help us get pregnant. And we let the soul know we were ready and that we loved it. And we were just so excited to bring it in when it was ready. And we kept, for weeks and weeks and a month, just every time we would sit in the future. By the way, we sat in our future baby's room. I already picked that room out as the nursery. And that's where we did our meditations. So again, kind of fitting for my earlier manifesting something in, be detailed. And we sat in its future room and said, this is your room. We're ready when you are. We have a place for you. We're excited to meet you. When you are ready, it's up to you, and we're here. And the book also said you can talk to your future spirit, or you can draw a picture. Sometimes spirits can't always understand the language that we speak. I drew a picture of my husband and I in our house with our dog and cat and us holding the baby. And I put it in our baby's future room. I left the stone in there. We did frequent meditations in there. And I would just talk to the spirit often, just on my own, even at work or whatever, going for a walk, letting them know we were ready when they were, and asking the universe to help us bring the spirit in. So I was manifesting, we were clear, we did work, physical stuff with the drawing and the stone, but also just giving it to the universe and believing that it would happen. And a month and a half later, I found out I was pregnant. So that was pretty quick. So I really do believe that this is the same soul that came in. And take what you will, but remember all those signs about it being a boy. So I was pretty sure it was going to be a boy. I had a spiritual Skype reading on Valentine's Day. This was not this past Valentine's Day, but the one before. And I hadn't found out I was pregnant just quite yet. but I technically was. Now I know, looking back on the date, I'm pretty sure I either got pregnant right around then or a few days after. And the guy told me, this is one of the guys that told me it was a boy originally. He goes, I think I see a girl now. And I was so confused. I felt so confused. Like, what? Everyone was telling me it was a boy and the spirit's ready. And now it's a girl. And I just said, you know what? I'm dropping all expectations. This is just confusing. I didn't know what to think. Well, a few weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. And then we did the genetic testing and we found out it was a girl. Well, he was right. And I hadn't spoken to the other two that told me it was a boy. So I really do believe that this spirit chose to miscarry potentially because it wanted to change genders. I don't know that for sure, but if you kind of follow, like the book talks about that and how I got pregnant super quick and just everything in line with everything everyone had said. And I don't know. I really believe it's the same spirit that came in. So anyways, I know everyone has different beliefs on that, but that's my story. And I truly believe that we helped manifest her in, just with our constant positive beliefs and our meditations, getting that stone, choosing to be positive even when we miscarried. I knew that soul wanted to come in. I really did. And whether it is the same soul or not, she came in, and oh my gosh, I'm so glad it's a girl because, when you have a baby, you can never imagine it being something else. And I'm just so thrilled. And she's the best thing that's ever happened to us and me. So it's a bit of a long-winded example, but the point is it proves that one, if you believe something without a core of a doubt, it's possible. I was older. Some of the odds were a little bit against getting pregnant quickly. I was one of the last of my friends. I had plenty of reasons to be doubtful, but I chose to not be doubtful. And I had a miscarriage. I could have been negative. I could have doubted. I could have had fear. I didn't. I just knew. I had this intuitive feeling like, no, we're going to have a baby. And it helped to get some psychic friends and spiritual advisors' opinions on that, telling me, yes, they saw a baby. So if that helps you as well, I encourage going to different spiritual mediums or whatever you feel comfortable with. But that can sometimes help you guide you into what you want or give you signs or things that could potentially be waiting for you. So just know that it's so possible for you, and to pick up and listen to the signs of things, like that text that I got. And again, yes, the sex changed, but after reading the book, after my miscarriage, kind of, talks a lot about why that soul might have changed genders potentially. So anyways, getting off on a tangent here, but manifesting whatever it is that you want in your life, it is possible, and every story is different, and there are bumps and delays and things change. But if you stay focused, you can manifest it in still. So now we're going to move into angel numbers. Angel numbers are sequences of numbers that carry divine guidance by referring to specific numerological meanings. So it's been said they are signs from your guardian angels or the universe. However you want to perceive that is okay. However you want to perceive the sign. But I'm sure you guys have all looked at the clock and seen 11:11, 1:11, 2:22, 4:44. I often had seen like 6:06, 7:07, 8:08, whatever the sequence was. Or, and it's not just at the clock. You could see it on license plates. You could see it, wherever you might see numbers. But a lot of the time it's a clock. It's the time. And it's been said that often when your guardian angels want to get your attention, they will send a specific series of numbers that will appear in your experience again and again. So often people will see the same numbers. So I see 11:11 a lot, but I often see 2:22, 3:33, 4:44, 5:55. And then, there was a time where I was in Greece on my honeymoon, actually in the Greek islands. And I'm not kidding you, multiple times a day, I was seeing 404, 505, 606, 707. And this isn't like me looking at my phone waiting for the number to change. I wouldn't look at my phone for an hour, 3 hours. It'd be very random. I'd be opening up my phone to take a picture, or I'd, be checking a text, and like there it was, 303, 404. Like it wasn't planned. I wasn't anticipating it. It kept surprising me. It was just synchronicity. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm very in tune with something here. And it was a very spiritual and meaningful trip. And I do believe that there were signs coming in and out for a reason. But you'll notice that a lot of people will see the same numbers though. And I do see friends on social media often post like screenshots of like 1111. 1111 is probably the most common one, I would say. But I do have a girlfriend that, if you're listening, you know who you are. You've told me you see 333 a lot. And that's, I think, your special number is 3. And there are meanings for each one. You can look these up online, go to whatever source you want, look at a few different sources to make sure that they're in line and all saying the same thing. But it's interesting because you can also, I was told in a reading that I had before, that my angel numbers were very specific to me though as well. So there are general meanings across the board, if you will. Like if you look up meanings for 1111, but also I had specific numbers for me. Like I was told my 333 was my affection number. And that was a time for me to remember like those that I love, to go tell someone that I love them. Anything that I feel has to do with affection for me was reminding me that. So it's really interesting. If you find anyone that's into numerology that has psychic abilities, they might be able to tell you what your numbers mean for you, but you could look up the general meanings as well. I won't go through all of them. Like I said, you can go look them up yourself, but I will do the angel number 1, which would be 111 or 1111, because that is a very common one. And what that means is multiple ones tell you that your intuition is functioning at maximum capacity and that you have a deep well of inspiration to draw on. People often see 11, 111, or 1111 when there is an opportunity to share their gifts creativity. I cannot say that word, creatively, or through teaching. It can also be a sign of manifestation, a sign to bring in your desires. So if you're seeing that number, you are tapped into the truth of the universe right now, and your gut feelings are extremely reliable. Look for ways that you and others can benefit from this. So I really believe that your angels or the universe or whatever you believe, it's a sign for you. So pay attention to when you're seeing these numbers. And sometimes they can show up at, pivotal times in life. Big transitions are occurring or about to occur, or they can also just happen at any time when indicating you are very spiritually fulfilled and on the right track to open to a higher self growth. So pay attention to the timing when you're seeing this, if you do see this, or you might notice it. Maybe you've never seen angel numbers and you're going to start seeing them. Remember this podcast and remember that. But if you do see them, that could either mean you're in a very pivotal time in your life and it's kind of a sign for you, and you'll have to obviously figure out what that means, or you're pretty spiritually in tune and you're seeing them. And so for me, once I became more spiritual, I was seeing them all the time. And I don't see them every day, but I do see them probably at least a couple times a week, but there will be days where I'll see it like 2 or 3 times. So it just depends on, what's going on in your life and your frequency. But it's always just a fun little, oh, there it is again, that sequence of numbers. And you'll start noticing it more. So in addition to number patterns, spirit guide communications, spirit guide could be your guardian angel or the universe. These signs can mean, different things. There can be different patterns besides numbers. So you can see things like rainbows often, if you're finding rainbows wherever in your life, pictures of them in the real life and nature, whatever. Pay attention to rainbows. Feathers can be one. Coins, patterns in clouds, sparkles or flashes of light, or particular animals. I know for me, when I was in the height of seeing a medium and I was really spiritual and like meditating a lot, I was seeing a ton of dragonflies and butterflies and also hummingbirds. And those specifically, hummingbirds, dragonflies, butterflies, have been said to be a big sign from either an angel or the universe. Take it, call it what you want, whatever means more to you. But notice if you see these things and the repetition of them. Certain people see certain things, whether it's more numbers or through animals, like I said, whatever it may be. Pay attention to this because that's your sign and it means something for you. Even if it just means you're in the right place, you're doing well, you're on the right track, or it's a sign of hope. Whatever it means for you, you'll have to pay attention to what you're doing and what you're feeling. And if you can kind of correlate them, you'll see why you're seeing these sequences, these patterns. So notice what you have on your mind and what you're working on in your life and what you want. And start to be aware of this. And then you can actually figure out the meaning of the sign. So I know that's kind of a lot, but I know a lot of people see them and probably don't think twice. But if this resonates with you, pay attention. Look up the meaning of the number. Have a reading if you can find someone who does numerology or a psychic or someone that might be able to tap into that, or yourself. Just do some detective work. Start noticing the pattern, what you're doing, how you're feeling. See if you can figure that out for yourself. Or simply just take it as, okay, like the universe is sending me a sign, or I'm in a good place, whatever feels right to you. Or maybe you're not into this and it doesn't mean anything. But it is pretty cool when you start to notice the sequences happening over and over. It feels like, okay, there's something behind this. There's a sign. So I know a lot of people talk about seeing numbers and they're very curious, like, what does that mean for me? So now you know angel numbers. And just pay attention to the sequences in your life. I do believe they are signs from a guardian angel or universe, just reminding us that there's more out there and kind of just keeping us in line and on track for self-growth and love and, just some hope, a glimmer of hope in a normal, ordinary day, if you will. So as we close this episode, let me remind you to pause and listen to your heart. Pay attention to signs. Be open to the universe's energy. Thank it always for supporting you. Ask it to guide you and to gift you. You deserve happiness, and the universe loves you. Thank you as always for listening. You can find me on Instagram at RealLaurenLive. My website is Lauren.live. You'll be able to find my YouTube channel there. Click on the icon. It'll take you to my page. I've got some fun videos that have some different content than the podcast. And feel free to subscribe or share this with a friend. Just getting started and would love to reach as many people as I can. The goal, as always, is to be positive and to promote self-growth and spirituality, health, and talk a lot more about lifestyle. But thanks for tuning in. This topic was really important to me, and I hope that you got something out of it. And if anything, I hope that you got this, that you are wonderful and you deserve all the happy things. So with that, I wish you a wonderful day and get yourself manifesting, people. Write down those goals. Believe it's going to happen because it's out there for you. Cheers.